Okay, perfect, perfect, perfect.
You are coming
Awesome.
all the way from London?
I'm in Nottingham now, but it's still England. But yeah, Nottingham. It's like midnight over here. I
Girl.
figured out the time. I was like, okay, I can't now. What is it? Because y'all had daylight savings time, and then we just had it like a couple of days ago. I was like, they trying to mess my interview up. Let me figure out. We good though. We good.
Okay, okay, okay. I miss you, Kenya. It's been a minute. It has been a minute.
I haven't really been doing interviews at all. My last interview was with you.
Really?
So, yeah, I usually have been saying, no, I'm good, I'm good. I've been kind of like just, my goal this year is to put out a book every month, right? And so I had a jump start with Lay because I finished all 5 books like last year. So I was like, okay, so I'm good to go. So it's like, I'm just writing, I'm just writing. But as soon as I saw you on the live, and you was like, come on and do it. I was like, she know I can't say no to her. I hate when you do that. You know I can't say no to you.
You are my favorite. People don't realize that Kenya was in the military as well.
Yeah.
And I don't even know if Kenya know this story. That I was going through PTSD and got diagnosed with being a sociopath and explosive anger disorder. And I was having a hard time dealing with the PTSD, the sociopathic part, and the explosive anger. I couldn't control it, even with the
Oh,
medications.
God.
And
Yeah.
I didn't know what to do because I was so much in my head, and it was getting so detrimental that it was hurting my family, you know.
Yeah.
And so I picked up Kenya's book.
Oh my
Kenya's
God.
was the first book that I saw as a black author.
Awesome.
I picked up her book, and from then on out, I've been in her catalog. Just hardcore.
Wow.
She don't realize she saved me from me and saved my family from me.
Oh my God. So many times before I became a writer, I've had that same experience of, I've been married twice. My first marriage was super abusive,
Hmm.
and reading books helped me just like survive,
Yeah.
and deal with stuff. So, and even when I was a kid, it was always books, 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 right? I was like reading Iceberg Slim at like 11 years old.
You know
No,
damn well you ain't had no business doing
it
that.
was not. Red Horse Slim too. At like must have been 10, 12. I was like, what is okay? I see. But so like I shouldn't have been looking at any of that. But books have always been a journey for me. I'm just shocked that I'm a writer. That's like the only thing. It's like, holy shit. I'm a writer.
So I have some questions for you.
Mm-hmm.
Let's start
Hey,
from let's
everybody.
start from the beginning. Like,
Mm-hmm.
what was the spark that ignited your writing journey? Was it a moment, a book, a life experience? And when did the that spark start to feel more like a calling instead of a hobby?
Like almost every author is gonna say they've been writing when they were young, or they were. I mainly wrote poetry, and I thought I was gonna be a rapper, like in high school and stuff, because hip hop, and I'm a
Yeah.
90s girl. I was in high school like 91, 95, so that's like hip hop time,
Yeah.
big all these people. And so I thought I was gonna be a rapper, but no. And I never really knew what I wanted to do, but I always read books. I've been reading forever, right? And
Mm-hmm.
so it gets to the point where it's because I see you're into speculative fiction. You're going crazy with speculative fiction nowadays. But it's like the Twilight stuff, and then
Mm-hmm.
somehow I venture into the Hunger Games. Like I was reading YA for a while, and then I started getting into urban fantasy, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there was so much urban fantasy out there. I'm just eating it up, eating it up. But there was not really the only person I could find that had a black heroine was Ella Banks, right?
Mm-hmm.
The Vampire series, and that was it. And I was like, where the hell are the sisters at? I was so upset, and I'm with my stepson at the time, who was like 11, and he was like, "Well, why don't you write it?" And I was like, "You don't understand. I can't write things like that." But it stuck in my head, and I ended up buying a book 3 days later and reading it, and then I played around. It took me like a year and a half, but I started an urban fantasy series, and that's really how I began in the urban fantasy series. Now I've taken this series off because it's 3 books and it needs 2 more, and that's what I'm going back to next year. I'm about to revamp all the whole series and everything, and it's insane. And people who know the Santeria Habitat series are going to be like, "Oh my god!" Like, people once a year message me, and they're like,
"Wait a minute, what did you say?"
Santeria Habitat. So it's like Fire Baptized, Burning Bush, Wildfire Gospel. Those are like book 1, book 2, and 3. And it's been like 9 years or so since I've returned. So the point is, right now, the plan, I'm just finishing up the Lion and Mouse world this year. So, and y'all just gonna be getting books back to back, Lion and Mouse stuff. And then all next year, it's gonna be my vampire series and all fantasy. So I'm excited.
So, why interracial romance? In the publishing world, interracial is often filtered through the white gaze. And what made you want to tell love stories that cross racial and cultural lines and from a Black woman's perspective?
I think it was an accident because initially I wrote like a lot of different things, but my interracial romance, maybe because like I wrote Black romance for a while. But I think that because, and at the time I'm writing, I'm in my second marriage, my husband's Black, but I think I was so like intrigued by the idea of interracial romance. And my first book was, I think it was The Dragon, or either, I mean, it's No Ordinary Love is what it's called, or an arrangement love. It was arrangement love because 50 Shades of Grey, and once again I was like, where's my Black chick at, right? And I just happened to write the white dude for some reason. I don't think I could see a sort of BDSM sort of thing in a Black romance at that time, right? Even though I'm in it. And it was kind of fun for the fantasy of like trying to just be into it. And so I started writing that, but I'm writing different romances, and those did the best. And I really think it was because of the energy I was bringing to it. I'm intrigued. I'm super researching it because I don't want to get it wrong, Whereas I think the Black romances, it was like, I know all of that. So it's kind of formulaic, I think, where I was more intrigued with IR. So then it got to a point, though, where I would see people say stuff like, when I put a book out, like No Ordinary Love has a Japanese hero, and I would see Black women say, "Oh, I don't know if I'm going to read that because Asian men don't like us," or "I don't know about that Hispanic hero because they don't like us." Like, and it was always, "They don't like us, they don't like us, they don't like us," and I was like, "Oh no." Let me explain to y'all that we are loved. I know they're trying to do studies talking about dating and Black women are, no, we are the tastemakers. Men from all over love us. And that just kind of became my purpose, to constantly have Black women on the covers, to pick different, ethnicities, and to show, no, Russian mafia, I know y'all think, Italian, yes, like, let's go. They all love us. They all freaking love us. And I just want Black women to feel loved. Like, Black romance is huge to me, and it's well solidified, right? But when I was writing IR, it wasn't even IR. It was nothing. It's just a couple authors where people was looking at us weird, like, these bitches are crazy. Why? Black women supposed to be with a Black man. That's it. Or white girls and a white guy. But why y'all mixing them? That's weird.
Yeah.
I love that the genre is huge now.
Now you made a shift into dark romance.
Yeah.
Taylor Rose herself. What triggered what triggered the creative turn? Was there a moment you knew your voice needed to be go darker, and or was it more of a natural progression from what you were already exploring?
So I naturally, as a reader, I read very, very dark. I think that's because, at this point, I've been writing romance probably for 13 years now. So
Mm-hmm.
it's like, I feel like I've seen a lot of it all, right?
Yeah.
So I can't pretty much read a regular contemporary romance where it's just boom, boom, hey, we got together, all that. I like something to be crazy. I like them to be a serial killer or something like that. I like to be on the edge of my seat. Like, how are you going to convince me that they should be together? He's insane. He's stalking her. He's smelling her underwear. He doesn't follow the girl. He hiding in the closet. She's sleeping. Like, this is insane. That's the sort of stuff. So it got to the point, it's like 2020 when I decide I'm going to write dark. But I'm like, not all my fans are going to rock with this, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm writing it anyway. Let me just let them know, hey, this over here is going to be dark. It's going to be crazy, but it's Taylor Rose. Taylor's my middle name. And me, my mother, my sister, and a lot of other people in my family, we all have rose tattoos. So I call it the flower, family flower. And that's how I put that together. And I love writing under Taylor Rose.
Mm-hmm.
She's so much fun. She doesn't care. She don't give a fuck about anything. And even the mafia books that I recently put out, Claimed and Bound, that guy is so insane to me. He's cutting off people's hands. He's got all types of like dead stuff, different places. I'm without giving away any spoilers, but he's probably the most insane freaking hero I've written. And I love that on Patreon people are like, oh, Casimir and Gianni should like connect. And I'm like, no,
Nah,
this is gonna be
nah,
a lot of good people.
nah. Leave my baby out of leave Cass out of this. Leave Cass. Leave my baby. Y'all be putting Cass through too much.
Too much. He don't need to meet. He's a bad influence. Yeah, they're screaming Sophia. So Gianni's saw that he'd be killing people was called Sophia. So it's like,
No, y'all look. I just want to say this. You have put my baby Cass through so fucking much to the point I thought my poor baby was gonna have a heart attack. They be stressing him the fuck out.
yes, yes. And I love the evolution. I also, it's the plan. What I'm working on now is the Dragons book, and then it's going to be Misha and Ava 3
Mm-hmm.
next, and then after that, it's going to be Dirty Kings with Blue, Giorgio, and
Ooh.
David. They're going to have their thing,
Oh my
and
god.
then the final freaking book in Lion and the Mouse, Dirty Wedding. That's like my goal for this year, to see. So they've got the lion has to get his closure and his moment, but he wants that wedding, so we got to give it to
You
him.
know he does, just like he wanted that. So what was your decision when you came up with Taylor Rose and you gave us the background of it? But does this give you creative freedom more so with your brand, or is it something else, or has this alter ego differ from Kenya Wright? How does it differ from Kenya Wright?
Yeah, Kenya has limits. It's like, y'all know with the Kenya Wright book, the guy, he's going to be over the top, but he's never going to be crazy with his heroine. You know what I'm saying? It's never going to be too. And I think I don't go as crazy as I should with Taylor Rose.
Mm-hmm.
Too. But people think I'm insane. But I think with Taylor Rose, when I'm writing a story, I am purposely trying to push you a little bit further on the edge, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like the priest, I did a priest story with Taylor Rose recently, Between You, Me, and God. And the whole time I'm like, oh man, we gotta have like a Last Supper orgy scene. Like we gotta do that. Like I had a list of things. I was like, oh yeah, definitely gonna have to be like coming all over the Bible or something. Like we gotta figure out how. And I was like, the confessional and put the whole, yeah, we're gonna do that. What do they call that? The glory hole. I was like, we gotta do a glory hole in the confession. Like, we gotta have fun. Whereas Kenya Wright, I'm like, the story needs to be elevated, lots of action, I'm heavy theme with Kenya Wright. I'm heavy like healing, love. Taylor Rose, I'm heavy like, let's see if we can push your boundaries. I don't want you to think you know what's happening next,
Jesus fucking Christ.
Like, let's have some fun. I want to eventually do, and this will probably be next year, but I really want to do like a Harlequin Joker sort of book, but through Taylor Rose. Like, really have like.
God.
So I feel like that would be fun.
Okay, let's talk about, you live a nomad lifestyle. Writing your stories while traveling the world. I envy you so much. I want to be like you when I grow up. How did that way of living take shape for you? What have been the highs and the lows and the challenges, and what lessons of being a creative on a move have you learned?
Okay, so initially, oh man, I'm gonna try not to be emotional, but like, yeah. So I'm my focus is not to get emotional with this, but my ex-husband has passed recently,
My
in
condolences.
like the past 3 weeks or so, but he left us eventually, like, I think it was 2014 or something like that. And I was devastated. And I'm like now a single mother with 3 kids. I want to write, but I'm not making any money. I'm making like maybe $500 a month with writing. I have a law degree and a master's in writing, but I don't want to work a job. I just want to write, which puts us in we're struggling, food stamps, Section 8, all of that, and I'm writing. And the whole time though, and he's off living his best life. He's partying, he's having fun. And I did feel kind of like, hey, I'm like stuck with the kids sort of thing. And, so in the midst of all that, I start to like really lean into being a single mother. And I decide I'm going to just focus on my children, focus on writing, and I want to see the world. So I got a big globe. I show them the globe, and I'm like, we're going to go here, and we're going to go here, and we're going to go here. And for years, I'm saying this until finally the books start doing well, and I'm like, holy shit. And then Trump is president. That was enough. So it's the first term. And I was like, I think we can do it. Like, I think I can do it. But I'm terrified to go. Yeah. We head to Washington because we're in Florida. We head to Washington. That experience works out. And I'm like, okay, let's go to Canada. And that is mind-blowing. Montreal, we stay there like for 4 months. It blows my mind. And that's when I'm like, okay. And I'm still only making maybe $3,000 a month at the time or something. I'm not even making a lot with mother with 3 kids. But I'm like, we'll just have to go to cheap areas. So, because I know if I take that $3K to like a place like Peru or a place like Colombia, I'm going to be living like a queen. Thailand, all of these places. And so that's what I did. Because in America, I'm living in a roach-infested house. In Colombia, I'm in like a wealthy neighborhood, living my best life, right? So that's kind of how it started. But it was terrifying. And every trip, I'm scared. Even now, I still get nervous going to a new country. Not like before, but like in 2022, 2023, 2019, like years when I was hopping around a lot. Every time we headed to the airport, I'd be terrified. I'd be like, is somebody gonna die on the trip? Like, am I doing the right thing? Should we be staying in one place? My family thought I was crazy. A lot of them would say, oh, you're going to ruin their kids' lives. they're not getting any stability. So it was just like really, really freaked out. But honestly, my readers are the ones that would message me and be like, girl, this is so cool. Girl, you're giving them amazing life. Girl, I'm so impressed. Girl, tell me about traveling. And then I started meeting with other authors. Someone like Rosemary, author Rosemary, who is now in Mexico. I love that because it's like, she was like, girl, I'm going to start traveling too. And I was like, girl, do it. Go. Tiffany Patterson, same thing.
Yeah.
Year before she left, she was like, well, I'm wondering if I should. I was like, girl, you don't got no kids? You better be on a plane right now. Now she's all over the place. She's up in Asia, so it's like, I think, and Black women are welcomed because that's what I was nervous about. I was like, oh, I don't want to go to no country and then they treating Black people crazy. I've yet to go to any country except Serbia. There was one moment that happened in Serbia where we were not served at a restaurant, where they was like, no, we're not going to serve you. Other than that, I've had amazing times. They want to talk to us. The American dollar is, because I have the American dollar is treated very well everywhere. So with that American dollar, I'm basically treated like a white man. Like they come in like, come on over here. So I love being out of the country, basically. And I was only going to stay, I only came back to the States last year because Kamala was running. Because when she wasn't running, I was like, I'll just hand in my vote. Like, I'm good. Like, Biden, Trump, I'm good. When Kamala came, I was like, oh, no. I'm coming there. I'm going to go be at the place. I don't want any mishap with my vote. Let's go. And when she didn't make it, the way I cried, the way I was devastated and depressed, and the way I was like, I'm getting the hell up out of here. I'm so upset. And, we was out of there later. And I don't know when I'm coming back because of Trump.
Girl, let me tell you something. My son is in Germany. My son is in Germany right now, and we're going to visit for Thanksgiving. And we was like, me and my husband were like, we don't know if we're going to be able to go visit him because we don't know if he going to put that on the ban list.
Oh, my gosh.
Like, I'm sitting here, I had to make an appointment to get a real ID. Even though I have a passport, I still had to make an appointment to get a real ID because we don't know if they're going to be like, oh, that passport don't fit.
Dude, listen. They bugging. I don't like when usually the presidents are chilling and they don't mess with my travels. But now I'm like, all right, man, we got to. It's weird being an American traveling right now because everybody wants to talk to you about America Trump. It's like, hey, we were in France, we were in Turkey this year. Now we're in England. Everyone's always asking this question. Oh, you're from America? What part? Oh, what do you think about this? And it's like, I left America to not discuss this motherfucker.
I have one request for you. One of your biggest fans, Masterpiece, author.
Masterpiece. I see a lot. I see my patrons in here. I'm always messing up. Should I say Lika or Leica? I'm always messing it up. You got to remind me.
So let me ask you because you wrote some stories about a lot of people in different places. So how do your travels influence your writing? Do the different countries or cultures seep into your characters and plots, or is it the movement more than the mindset and the energy for you to write these characters?
Everything, regardless of traveling or not, no matter what, it is getting in that book, whatever I'm going through at the time. I mean, hey, Linda, whatever I'm going through, it's getting in that book. For example, like in January, or was it? Yeah, it was like mid-January, February. I decide, I've been celibate for almost 10 years now, which is insane. And so, and so I'm like, it's time for me to get out there, start dating, start doing that. I talked to my friends, Theodore Taylor and Rosemary. Rosemary's like, girl, you need to get out there and date yourself, That's how I did it first. I dated myself. I loved on myself. I take myself out to restaurants and da 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 da. And then I just happened to meet Pedro. And I like Pedro. So I was like, that's what I'm going to do then. Because I'm trying to find me somebody, you know. But in the midst of that, as I'm writing other stories, I'm like, I'm going to write a book about this. And so I write a story called Eat, Slay, Love, right? Which is about a girl who is 10 years celibate and decides she's going to take herself out on this super expensive date in New York and da 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 da, right? That's coming out in July. But the point is the whole experience, because I do end up taking myself out and it's a great evening and I'm like, you know, out here on the dating apps and trying to live my best life. But it's all, you know, as I date, it's all going to be in the books.
Oh,
But
wow.
chapter for sure is I was supposed to write a French book because I was in France and then the whole news happened and I was like, never mind. But like I'm heading to Japan this year. I'm heading to Thailand. I'm going to Prague. And I really, really, really want to write books set in those locations. I want to be like eating stuff and like writing, describing the thing in a book. Like I really want to like be, you know, into it. So that is the goal.
Let me tell you, Kenny, I lived in Japan for like almost 2 years. I lived in Japan. And when I say I didn't live in Okinawa, I lived mainland Japan. So
What?
when I was in the Marines and I was stationed, I was in mainland Japan. I was lucky. I got on an air base. So when I tell you Tokyo, Hiroshima, Fukuoka, Iwakuni, oh my God, it's fucking mind blowing. The culture there. And when I say they love them some black women, when I say my first love I found in Japan, a Japanese man. And then my first I can't fuck with you nigga was in Japan because I fucked around and met a Yakuza man.
No.
Yes. And one of the guys in the military that was trying to protect me because I didn't know because you know I'm coming from Chicago.
You living your best life. You see some tattoos, you're like, no.
And he's like, and my friend, he was just like, no, don't do it. And so when he went to the bathroom, he got a pencil, busted out his eardrum.
What?
And I was like, you know what? This is not the life I'm trying to live.
Now I'm gonna be careful.
Because I was really infatuated with all the tattoos and the. Because he was just like, you know how y'all read books and y'all see those men, they just snap a finger? I lived that life in Japan.
Yeah.
And they were like, and people were just serving them.
Oh my gosh.
And it wasn't even Tokyo that I met them. I met them in Hiroshima.
What?
Yes,
Okay.
girl.
So I'm gonna talk to you. I'm gonna talk to Lika. Just came from freaking. She's on here. She just said, "Oh snap!" But she just was out there, up in Japan. So when we head to Japan, which I'm thinking like September, October, I'm gonna be messaging y'all. I know it's been a minute, but you're gonna have some information. Y'all both gonna have some information.
There's a restaurant on a mountaintop that literally has a waterfall coming down the mountain.
Oh my gosh.
And you're sitting outside with the tables on the ground with the pillows, and they have heaters under the table. I can't think, it's called Three Monkeys or something like that. It is the best Kobe beef I ever tasted in my life that melted in my mouth. The best that I ever tasted. I wanted to live there, but the military be like, nope, you can't stay there unless you got kids and blah blah.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that was the best fucking overseas experience. I've been overseas for a lot of places, but that was the best.
I'm so hyped to go there. Like that. That's a dream come true for me.
And the shopping and the geisha, they have those geisha dolls in glass cases.
Yeah.
They are cheap over there, but over here to get them, they'll be like thousands of dollars.
What? Let me
Yes.
get like 20 then.
My mom has Swarovski crystals that I sent to her from Japan that are worth
What?
now like hundreds of thousands of dollars, and I didn't even know. At the time, I just thought they were
Oh my
cute,
gosh.
but they're only sold in Japan. Now, y'all don't be trying to find my mama. All right. Okay. But no. Okay. So, do your characters arrive fully formed, or do they evolve as you write? Are they inspired by people you met, or emotions you lived, or visions that simply show up and refuse to leave?
Ooh. Yeah, this, I would say both with this situation. It's like I get inspired by people.
Mm-hmm.
Usually when I was dating heavy, um, after my ex and all that, I would like, you can, if you look, I don't know if they're still there, but some of those earlier books you'll see dedication, because I'm big on dedicating to like some guy I'm dating at the time. So I'd be dedicating shit and being inspired by that. I'm that sort of writer where it's like, dedicated to Winston. Thank you
Oh
for
my
all.
god.
Yeah. I'm cheesy like that. So anyway, y'all are gonna know when I'm dating someone to film them because you're gonna see that big dedication and sex scenes are gonna be crazy. But anyway, I do get inspired, but then they also evolve. And a great example is Casimir and Emily. They like
Mhm.
are just a whole.
Oh my
They're
god.
nothing what I thought they would be from that first book. Like the first book, to me, they're probably their most normal. They're just, and they're not normal, but like they continue to evolve with like every new event and everything
Mhm.
that's going. I think Casimir is the most humble he's ever been, dealing with Emily and her and Lunita and all of this stuff like that. So yeah, I think they 100% evolve, but I do have
Mhm.
ideas of who they are in the beginning, and a lot of the times it's inspired by people.
When you think of longevity as a black woman in publishing, as an indie author, what comes to mind? Is it freedom? Is it relevance? Is it control of your narrative? What do you personally define as long-term success?
Oh, so you're saying when would I be like that's a successful author?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, my idea of okay. Oh well, there's a lot of levels to this.
Come on,
Um,
Kenya. You know you got it.
this-
Come on, Kenya. Give, give us that knowledge, bruh.
I mean, for me personally, I think a successful author is someone who's a full time author. They
Mm,
don't have to work, right?
mm,
I'm not talking about like hubbies paying the bill. I'm saying they can take care of themselves
mm-hmm,
financially. So that means anything because if your expenses are only $800 and you could do it, girl, to me you're a success. If you're, you know, when back in the day, and even now, I'll be like, oh, like when we were in Paris, when I finally took the kids to Paris last month, and we're going around and they're looking at stuff, and I was like, that's right, book money did this. Like I'm always saying that to them, right? In the know of passion, right? But that's the other thing too for me with success. It's like if you can pay your bills and you can do things and it's all coming from books or your fan base like Patreon, to
mm-hmm.
me success. Other people look like at TV and New York Times bestseller and all of that to me is BS. A lot of
Mm-hmm.
that is who you know and da 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 da. But if you can honest to God, because it can be difficult to make a living as a writer, it's not impossible, but it means that you're highly dedicated, you keep on writing, you're educating yourself, you're building an audience, like you're doing a lot of shit just to get to the point where you can get 1,000 or 2,000 a month. And
Mm,
so when you get there, you damn sure should feel like a very highly successful author, for sure.
mm. That's what's up. Being a black author in the industry comes with a lot of different sets of rules, pressures, and even punishments. Now I'm just looking over here because I had to write out your questions because I had a lot for you. So, what are some things you experienced that your white peers never have to think about?
Okay, I mean, I say this all the time. I'm sure the person, the agent and the editors who said this to me, they probably so tired of me saying this damn story. But some of the biggest stuff, especially that 2013, 2014, 2015 time, being a black author, everybody would be like, why are you writing black heroines? Why black women don't read? Like that was the big thing. Black women don't read. Black women don't really write. I mean, buy romance books. There's no audience, right? That's like the biggest thing, you know.
Yeah.
So not caring too. My biggest thing was, well, I don't give a fuck. Like I have some readers, and at the time I remember saying, guess me and my 100 fans are gonna go over there and we're gonna figure it out. I remember thinking, I guess I'll just write like 20, 30 books to my 100 fans and they'll buy it and that should get me to where I need to be. But like I was fine with my small percentage of fans. Well, the same editor, the big editor too. Like you have no idea who this editor is. And the books, like some of the biggest popular books right now that are out, she's like, they've put this book out. But anyway, now she's all like, oh, we gotta do a deal, you know, because you come on over here and write for us. But it's like, no, you now you saw that I built a big ass audience. And now you want these black women who you're very disrespectful about many years ago. You know, oh, I only cater to the Midwest, and that is a white woman, and da 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 da. And it's like, girl, bye. And there's another publishing company that took all me and these other IR authors, like Amari Vaught, a lot of the OGs but back in the day, and they had us come on and do a Zoom call. We were so excited. We're like, finally, we're going to be able to write. They're probably going to do a big deal. We're having all of us there, maybe do an imprint. Like, we were so excited all week. And they were like, look, first we're going to have you sign a non-disclosure. What we want to do is we want to have all 10 of y'all write under one pen name. And we're going to tell you what to write, and we're going to tell you what to say. And it'll be a fake author, and you'll split the stuff. And we were like, so you want us to be a fake black female author. You don't want us to have any ideas on what we write. You're going to write it because you don't think we can write shit. You don't think we can write the black woman is what you're telling me. You don't think we know how to write okay. And that's what you get a lot of as a black female author. And you get the point that like black readers, you'll see a lot of black female readers who don't think you can write. Not y'all, but like there's other ones who just like, it's probably ghetto. It's probably not as good as my white counterparts. There's a lot of black book talkers that don't like, y'all probably don't even have them in y'all timeline because I know y'all energy. But there's a lot of black book talkers that don't even fuck with black female authors. And then the other problem to me, and then I'm going to stop complaining because I got a list. The other problem is, and I'm going to say this, and hopefully this doesn't become a thing, but I really, really hate, as someone who's written black romance and who's also written IR romance, I hate the division between the two groups. Because there is division. Not, people get along, like I get along with black romance authors, but there's some IR romance authors that think they're better than black romance authors, right? And that's not said enough. Because they think black romance is ghetto, right? And then there's black romance authors that think IR authors are fucking betraying their race, not really being truly black, and all this stuff like that. And if this could just be silent next year, like I thought this year we was gonna be good, but it always comes around during Black History Month. I don't know why, but if we could just all, as Black female authors, I hate to sound like Martin Luther King, but we could just all unite and come together
Girl,
and stop hating on each other's genres. Because the way I would pick up any fucking book that has a Black female on the cover, like I will read about any. She can be with a Black man, Asian man, dragon, door. Like you know, they got the door on it. The
I read
door.
that crazy shit.
Girl, like is she Black? I'm cool. We cool.
Okay,
So
Kenya, I know I say this a lot. I do say it a lot on here. I feel as though the division is that people who hate on IR could feel like they not equipped to date outside their race.
okay,
I think that people who hate on urban fiction or Black romance are not comfortable in their skin.
yeah.
So
So
I feel like the division is they are not comfortable in who they are as a person, as an individual, or they don't know. And
yeah,
they're so wrapped in their ways that they don't know that what you see on TV is not really what's happening. And a lot of
facts.
them have never traveled outside of the United States to understand that there are men who find us the most beautiful things in the world. You know what I'm saying? So they don't understand that dynamic of IR that
Yeah,
is saying they are being loved on by others compared to just being loved on by Black men. You don't say that to a white woman who is being loved on by every fucking race.
girl,
You
that
don't
white girl
say
can
that
date
to them.
anyone she want. Anybody.
So why is it such a bad thing that a woman can be loved on outside of her culture? You know what I'm saying? I have
Facts.
married Black, Hispanic. I have been with Japanese. I have been with Native American. Hey, I'm not a hoe. I'm not a hoe.
I'm about to be in my head phase, so let's go.
But I like what I like. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So it's experience to experience things outside of different, races. It's okay. If you prefer just Black men, that is your preference.
I get it.
But don't get on this
I get
don't get on this motherfucking app and try to tell me what I should read.
it.
Or
Dude,
how many
yeah.
books I should read, or what type of authors I should read. Save that for yourself in your group chats.
Yeah. And let's not even let's not even hammer down on people who don't write what you want. Oh, I'm never gonna, like enough with that. Like as Black women, especially in this time, this shitty ass president, we should be united even more. Even more. We should
Right.
all be hand in hand. Black female readers, Black female authors. We should be, whether we read the stuff or not, we should be rocking with each other and supporting each other. I be on TikTok. I see Black romance. I see urban fiction. If the Booktalk is Black, I am retweeting that damn TikTok. I got so many reposts that I'm sure people who follow me get tired of me. Like, damn, bitch, everything is a repost? Like, I'm like, repost, because it don't take nothing but nothing. And some of these book talkers that I repost don't even like IR. Will never probably fuck with me. Probably know my name and like, I don't care. I'm reposting your shit because you Black, okay? And that's the energy that we all need to be on.
But and that's what I'm saying. Now y'all all know I don't like the crunchy hair Black chick. I don't like the crunchy, don't understand what a lace front is, bitch. Because she only reads white books, and there's nothing against reading white books. It's when you put down Black books and that's when I have a problem.
Crazy.
I don't read a lot of books. I don't read a lot of books that a lot of people be putting down. You know what I'm saying? But guess what? They're Black. Guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna support them. I'm gonna stand by them. I don't give a fuck who they're Black. Especially y'all really come for Black women. Y'all never come for black men. Not saying I want y'all to come for black men.
Yeah.
But I'm saying y'all never come for black men. Y'all come for black women. And that shit needs to stop.
Girl.
Black women authors have it hard in this fucking space. Have it
Yes.
hard. Black men have it hard too, but black women, you're black, you're a woman. Two different fucking things.
Dude, after they did not, they qualified, overqualified black women was not, well, half black women was not allowed to be president. They done put this orange Cheeto man in office. That's
Facts.
enough.
Facts.
That's enough. You know, it's like, yeah, I'm gonna get off my soapbox because the way we could do a whole panel for like 5 hours. I do have a question because I see, says Ellie, dark Christian fiction. What is dark Christian fiction?
Yo, that's the question she get all the time.
Yeah, I'm sitting there like I'm supposed to be focused on my interview. I'm reading y'all comments, everything y'all saying, and I'm reading it too. So, yeah, I need an explanation of it. But either way, like, can a serial killer, is he like a preacher?
Horror, thriller, dark genres with Christian spirituality.
Oh.
So let me ask you this: in your eyes, what is the essence of blackness when writing interracial or multicultural romance? How do you protect the honor that is the identity while telling love stories that exist across cultural lines? Damn, that's a good ass question. I'm glad I wrote that shit. I wrote this shit yesterday.
What is going on?
Damn.
Every time I talk with you, it just go up and up and up.
I wrote this yesterday. I knew I had to interview with you today, so I wrote it yesterday. And I was like, I'm looking at this like, oh.
You know, I would say that I don't know. It's kind of easy because I'm a black woman, and I see a lot of BS that occurs with us. You know, our bodies are critiqued on a global, you know, on a public level, national level. Our hair, how we have our hair. If it's bald head, it's a topic. If it's dreadlock, if it's this. We got other women. They wanna pick at us. Like I have a huge butt. And when I grew up, that was made fun of by brothers in other races. And then, you know, Sir Mix-a-Lot did his big butt video, all of that. Thank God. That helped the big boot. But now, then next thing you know, white girls got big butts and everybody got big butts. You know, our lips was getting picked at, all this stuff, and then they get it, and then it's fine when they have it. And then I remember white girls coming to me being like, "Oh, you got a BBL, bitch? This is cornbread and collard green. I was born with this. Y'all motherfuckers are putting the butt on." So anyway, all of that is to say that I have a long list of things where I feel like black women should be more respected on. And I take from that list when I'm writing in a story. You know, the other thing is readers. Our readers are difficult in a sense. Y'all always want the heroine to be strong. Like, why can't we do one or two weak ass heroines? Y'all just don't like that at all. Y'all want a very strong woman, and I think it's because you gotta be strong as a black woman. You know, so I think the idea too this year of having a more soft life for black women. Have you saw the soft life trend?
Yes.
I've been trying to do that a little bit more in my books where the heroine is getting a soft life too.
Yeah.
But the cheat code is that I'm a black woman and these are our topics and things. Is that I'm a black woman and these are our topics and things that are important to me. And so I'm always going to be a little preachy up in the books.
And that's okay. I like the one thing about black women, we are so goal driven. We are protectors. Even though when they say the male is supposed to be the protectors, black women it's ingrained in us.
Yes.
To be protectors of people that we care about. people that we love. And that is including other black women that we don't even fucking know. You know? So I love that you're writing about that because we don't take time to live a soft life because we have always been on go from day one.
You know, our families, these are topics that are really long because it's like, I'm about to, and back in the civil rights time, we was not the black family was scared and targeted. Our black brothers was put in the jail and that, like it's all this stuff. But black single black mothers, all the stuff like that. So yeah, we are very strong as a group of women. We're the most educated group in the United States, right? But besides that, then we get critiqued for being too masculine.
That part.
I see a goddamn TikTok about where a brother is like, I don't date black women because they too masculine. It's like, enough. Either we're too strong or we're not strong enough. Either we're too serious or we're too... And, then Tyler Perry tells us that I should be dating a bus driver instead of get somebody on my level. We're being told who we should settle for. I don't hear that a lot with white girls. Like, oh, Becky, you should be dating a janitor. No, black women, they tell, lower your standards. Lower your standards in dating your race.
Yep.
So, anyway, those are all like easy topics for me with writing. I like to use books as a way to somewhat get some of my points across and also explore topics and stuff too.
But
I like to feel it,
But that's needed though. That's needed though. People see how I am. I'm a dom, like in real life. I'm really a dom. But they'll see me with my husband and they'll be like, you're a dom. But because that man, even though he's not in the lifestyle, he gives me a soft life, but he can submit to me.
Oh.
So there's a difference. And that right there is something that a lot of black women never get. They never get that. You know what I'm saying? I have a man who will submit to me when need be, but he will give me that soft life and protect me at all costs. So yeah.
I'm gonna need time. We're gonna have to do a call because I'm rewriting No Ordinary Love, which is the Dragon book. Mm-hmm. I'm making a duet, and I feel like I missed so many things. Like it's a mafia romance, but it's not a lot of mafia in it. They barely hook up. Mm-hmm. Like this is all the original stuff. So like I want to change everything and do a full revamp. Mm-hmm. And one of the biggest things I knew that I wanted to play with power dynamics because he liked being choked, but I never went there. Right?
Well, you just made my life when you said that.
This revamp, I really want her to be dominant, but in like just an utterly sexy way, like this really dangerous psychotic guy, kneeling to this like woman, we're all in the bedroom now, not outside the bedroom, but in the bedroom. Yeah. So I'm going to have to talk to you about that.
I mean, tomorrow you can tune in to me talking to another dom, Yeah.
What time?
We're doing it at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We are having a discussion about BDSM, kink, power exchange, and all type of stuff with Sir Leezus.
Oh, I'm coming in there.
But I'm giving options a chance to ask questions and I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna say this and I don't mean no harm. A lot of y'all that write BDSM don't know what the fuck y'all talking about.
Facts.
And I know y'all like, oh, this is fiction, but even still, you know how we get on people who offend us as black people?
Yep.
You offend a whole community of BDSM people, and I am not talking about white people. I'm talking about there's a difference. There's black BDSM and there's BDSM.
What is the difference?
We have ingrained in us enslaved things that happen. Bucking, whippings, things like that. Not saying that does not happen in black BDSM, but there's a cautious step to it
Yeah.
because of slavery. A lot of things are not. I'm not doing that shit, because it's ingrained in us. Not saying that
Wow.
people don't do it, but you have to be very cautious about when you step into an interracial type deal. I'm not talking about black on black. I'm
Yeah,
talking
yeah.
about interracial because black women, black men, not all of us want to be whipped. Not all of us want to be buck
Yeah.
because of we have generational trauma.
Exactly.
So you see this white person, regardless of how much you trust them, in our minds, realistically,
Hmm.
we see other things. Trust has to be a very, 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 very prominent thing when you're in those type of relationships because the one thing could trigger something.
This is mind-blowingly awesome and amazing because I can see. Because to me, writing, a, I wouldn't have a white hero
Mhm.
with the hell out of a black hero. It would not, because I know ain't nobody playing any of that.
But some people who are submissives or daddy's girls or mommy's boys or who are really masochists really
Yeah,
enjoy that. But sometimes it can trigger if you don't really trust the person you're with.
I see.
If you're with a white person, it can trigger something. There
Yeah,
is safe words, yes, but even still, we as black people unfortunately have generational trauma, and it does not
yeah.
derive from just a bad situation at home. It deals with from slavery, and unfortunately,
The trauma down.
right.
Yeah,
So sometimes even when we are with partners that are of the opposite race, especially white, we tend to flinch. We tend to, what you say, and they meant no harm from it.
yep.
It's just they don't know. Cause I hate to break it to any white person on here. You are inherently racist,
Mm,
even if you don't want to be.
yeah,
So it tends to, cause issues. So that's why I say trust, consent is such a big thing. Not every dom agrees with me about that, but that's my feeling on it. And
man.
it's been studies on that.
You about to get me so. First of all, I'm gonna be there tomorrow, 3 p.m. Central Time, right?
Yeah.
And then you giving me so much good information,
Hmm.
like so much. And someone asked if your club. Let me see.
My club,
Yeah,
okay.
because I want to talk to you about that. I've always wanted to do a book event at your club. I will come back to the States for some shit like that now.
Okay. I'm doing a pop up in Denver. That multicultural, interracial, and erotica book signing is going to be a BDSM pop up of my club.
Ooh,
So it will be hopefully at the Church Club in Denver, Colorado, which is a dark
wow.
emo type gothic club that has multiple rooms in it. Now, with that being said, NDAs must be signed up front. When you sign your contract, you will also be sent an NDA once we get close to it. Because people like to run their mouth. Oh, I had this experience. No. Not everybody want their business out there. But this is a pop up in my club, so you can get a better idea of what's going to happen in Chicago in 2027. Because when I do open the club in 2027, I'm just having a lot of legalities with Chicago. Chicago is giving me the blues because I am a black woman trying to open something that's never been open in Chicago on a bigger scale.
Wow.
So, but
Stay
I am,
dedicated, but don't
am
stay dedicated.
I am, because I do believe this is needed. People have the wrong ideas about BDSM, so I just want to educate people.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, it'll be in Chicago. Yeah, in a discreet area that you would never know that is there.
Ooh. And I'm
So,
doing a book event
and
at
that's
this.
what I want. I want, and I'm
Yeah.
going to have that authors come in and they can pay a certain price for yearly to come in
Yep.
to monitor, to look, to research, to talk to people. But once again, NDAs will be very, very, very important because I don't want you to put people's names in your books.
Facts. Facts.
I'm not telling you what street is going to be
This is
on.
like where? Okay, give me a GPS location.
I'm not telling you where it's going to be at. All I know, all you need to know is very discreet and people will not think it's there. You will
Like
never know it's there.
I'm so hyped because remember when I was at your event in Chicago last year? That was last year, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when we were talking about it, I was like, dude, like I'm gonna write a BDSM book just for the event. Like I'm so excited. So like, take your time, stay dedicated. It's gonna happen on a grand scale, and I will take myself back to America for that easily.
So let me ask you this: what are some of the common misconceptions or tropes you see in interracial romance? Uh, that hold on, my computer acting crazy. All right. What are some of the common misconceptions or tropes you see in interracial romance when written by Black authors? And how do you approach these spaces differently as someone rooted in a lived Black experience?
What do you mean? What do you mean by that?
What I mean is, you lived a Black experience because you are a Black woman.
Mm-hmm.
And then when people tend to go to IR, it's usually they have a problem with the fact that there's other than Black. So how do you approach it in a way that is not stereotypical, that is not playing on the white gaze of what Black people should be treated or Black women should be treated? How do you change that narrative?
Okay, that's perfect. So, I've seen videos where they're like, I find it hard to, when I see Italian mafia IR, or any Italian guy in an interracial romance, I just find it hard to believe because, the
Mhm.
idea is that all Italian men are racist. Whether people have experienced in New York or something like that, or maybe just the Godfather film when that moment where he's like put the drugs in the neighborhood, all of that. But it's like I will specifically research interracial relationships in that country,
Mhm.
right? So Italy is insane. It's like I have like 7 friends who have just gone and flown over to Italy, and either they did not come back because they got engaged to an Italian guy, or they came back, quit their job or whatever, and then moved over there because they got engaged to an Italian guy. So like these Italian guys love Black women, and that's like a whole thing over there, right?
Mhm.
Same as Turkey. I just was up in Turkey for 3 months, and they are insane about Black. I thought I wasn't gonna be able to leave Turkey. The way people, the way they go crazy over sisters, it's just like I don't know.
Damn.
So, but it's like researching that, researching, going to looking up because just even with Japan, right?
Mhm.
Researching the characters as just a human being, right? Just as a man. Even Casimir, researching Russian mafia, researching all of that, so that he as a Russian man is not a stereotypical Russian man, and in making my Harlem, mouse who she is and bringing
Mhm.
two real people into a real relationship. That's
Yeah.
how it comes, versus just being like, you know, um, white guy say, "Oh, she black. I like that big old butt and that dark skin." Like you know what I'm saying? Like that's that white gazy. So, but then you know what? Here's a weird answer too. You gotta also be willing to grow, be willing to research, and be willing to strip away any of your bullshit stereotypes too, so it doesn't spill in, right?
Yeah.
If that makes any sense.
Yeah. I think because look here, my first marriage was an Italian, full blood Italian from New York, who was just dicking the fuck out of my ass. He was the first person that ever taught me how to squirt. So you know what I'm saying. He was giving me the business. You know what I'm saying. Don't sleep on no Italian guys. Why we
Talk
broke up?
about
That's none of your business. That's none of your business. Okay, but same with the Japanese guy. Y'all be thinking Asian guys got small packages. You are lying to your fucking self. He is the one that bruised my ovaries. So
Talk
please,
about it.
don't let them fool you. Okay. But I just feel like that we miss out. We miss out on reading about being loved. We see color. We see color so much, and we talk about how white people, how they say, "Oh, I don't see color. I love everyone." That's
Yeah.
racist as fuck. But here we
Nah,
are
not
talking about
that.
I don't want nobody but a black man because only a black man can do it right for me. But you are the same bitches that be talking about these real red pill niggas that get on here disrespecting black women.
Yeah.
I'm not telling you not to love on black men. Hell, I love black men. Shit, Trevante Rose right now. My husband already know I leave him for him. But but I'm saying that even though you love on black men, it's okay to read black women being loved by
But
others. It's okay.
that's that's another thing too, because let me tell you something. When I was like 18, 19, 20, I didn't like the idea of interracial romance at all. I was very much like, if I saw a black man with a white woman, I'm like looking at them crazy. If I saw a black woman, I'm like, betraying her race. But I also had not really gone anywhere either, and I don't thought my and the entire world was a small town that I went in high school with, you know?
Mm.
So my world was so freaking small. As soon as I joined the military, how like there's racist people in the military, but
Hey,
like some of that get healed up real quick because you got to work with all types of races,
yes,
all
yes,
types of groups, and you find yourself ended up interacting, and yeah, and you realize this world is so much bigger.
it
Even
is.
like when I was in, like I said, when I was in America in December, and I just felt like encased in grief and depression and upset.
Mm.
As soon as I flew off and got off the plane and we're in Turkey for a week, it's all like evaporated because it's just a completely different space, right? It's like opening your mind. I want my kids get to see that, like, especially Richard being a black guy. He gets
Mm.
to see that people love black men all around the
I
world.
just
The
love
way
your son. He is just so creative.
but I love that he gets to see that in all these other countries they love
Yeah.
black people. Be trying to adopt us. They're always trying to stop. They're always trying to talk to us. They try to buy our meals when we're eating at a restaurant and stuff like that. And I wanted my kids to see that because if you up in America, you think to yourself, you ain't shit. You're not this. You're not that because you're black. Black guys aren't treated correctly, sisters aren't treated, and you think that's the worldview. So, like you're saying with IR, it's the same thing. I think a lot of the hate against IR at times can be just dealing with too many racist ass white guys.
Yeah.
So it's like, how can you even write about, you know, a white hero when it's just like, no, 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 there's other white guys out of America
It
that.
is. But that goes back with the whole people have not explored outside of America's bubble.
Yeah.
And they haven't seen that there is so much things that we have in common with people,
Yes.
and so much that you wonder why so many women date overseas than they do over here. There's a reason. There
Yeah.
is a reason. Not everybody can look up and get a Jonathan like I got, but not everybody can do that. But everybody can, just have an open mind.
Yeah.
That's what I said. And that's what reading too, because a lot of times I say that a lot of times people get in these reading slumps because they don't read outside of the genre that they love.
Read some other stuff. If read Mafia, then if that's all you read, maybe try a vampire book. Maybe try to like read outside. Like even this book right here, though, because I'm revamping the Dragon. It's all Japanese mafia, right? But like I'm about to do metafiction, which is putting a book inside of a book, and it's gonna be a dragon shifter fantasy within this book. Just so I can, it's gonna be crazy, but it's just so I can have the readers who only read mafia romance. Once they read that meta, they'll be like, "Oh, you know what? I kind of like the idea of a dragon shifter and a chick getting together and da 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 da." So it's like,
What?
yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. But that
Yo,
is great.
Kenya. What?
It's gonna do. Yeah, it's so
Yo.
revamped so much. The dragon has this book that he loved, and it's called "When the Dragon Swallowed the Moon," and that's like this fantasy book. So it's brought up a lot. He's gonna give the book to Naomi, and she's gonna be reading it as she's going through stuff. So that
Wait.
story.
This is gonna be like you could be that person into the
This is gonna be.
y'all. Let me tell you about Kenya Wright. Kenya Wright has these books, right? And you literally are the character in the book, and you are experiencing the fucking whole situation. You're the character. I have done so many reviews on these fucking books.
Oh my god.
You are the character in the book, and you are experiencing the timeline in which it happens. This is happening to you, not the character. It's happening to you.
Which is pretty good to write.
I love those.
That's just fun little challenges, those U books, because some people hate them and some people love them. But for me, it's like challenging and testing and stuff. So yeah, so that's why I'm doing the metafiction for this book, because I'm like, it's a nice challenge, but it also just takes the reader out of their comfort zone a tiny bit. But it's like, oh, I only read mafia romance. I never read fantasy. And it's like, well, you're going to read a little tiny bit of fantasy.
Oh my god.
Fantasy is great. So it's like, it'll be fun. It'll be a lot of fun.
Yo, I can't wait. Kenya. Oh my god. See, this is why she's one of my faves. Like, because she writes so diversely, like across the genres. Okay, if you had the mic in a room full of traditional publishers, and what would you want them to hear from indie authors, especially Black indie authors? What's being missed, and what could radically shift the publishing landscape?
This is so hard because, like, where I am right now, and now I'm going to be all cocky, but where I am right now, like, the way I be looking at these traditional publishers, like, what can y'all do for me? You know what I'm saying? We are so next level. I think indie authors, you have the capable, like, I'll have people always come to me and say, should I submit to a traditional publisher or should I keep putting it out? And it's like, as indie authors, we have so much freaking power and control over our art, over our money. The traditional publishers, especially for Black female authors, they need us. We have spent years now building audiences, finding Black female readers. The traditional publishers have a difficult time getting them. They don't know how to write to y'all. They don't know how to do it. I was looking at a Kennedy Ryan interview, which I met her last year. I was so excited. But she was talking about how when she first put out, they didn't want to let her write with her stuff, so she took her books over there. And that's the same with me. I wrote this series, and the chick the black chick was from Harvard, and that was in the first chapter. They was like, "Oh, why don't you make her more, black?" And it's like, what? She graduated from Harvard. Yeah, but are there a lot of black females that graduated from Harvard? It's like, yes, yes, there are. Stop trying to tell me how to write black women. So Kennedy said when she decided to go back to the traditional publishers, it was very much what can you do for me? And I want complete control. I'm putting a black woman on the cover. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. I don't want y'all really saying anything. And I took that and was like, that's the energy I'm going to work with. Because they're not going to be able to give me the money that I'm making a month indie. My black female readers, y'all take care of us so much. We don't need a traditional publisher. So what would I say to them? I don't know. I mean, there's one thing I've been watching that's going to shake up this world, publishing world, and that's AI. AI, it's going, I don't know. It makes me nervous sometimes, but it's also dope. Like the AI narration, AI translation, where now, especially black females, white girls get foreign rights deals left and right. And that means, and I just got a foreign rights deal last month, but that means that an Italian publisher messaged my agent and was like, we want to buy her vampire books and translate them into Italian. That's doesn't happen to black female authors much. They go after the white girls all the time, right? And so it's difficult. We usually have to pay. Like Tiffany Patterson, Theodore Taylor, Nana Malone, they have books in German that they have had to pay for themselves. And sometimes those books cost 6, 7, 8,000 just to translate, right? Now you got AI translation that's leveling up the game, and now people are so that's taking the traditional publishers out of there, but also IR and a black female reader is becoming big. Black book talkers, holy shit, y'all have made a name for yourself. Y'all have expanded. Like, think of Karen Lewis, who, yeah, she's a lot, but like that hockey team flew her ass out there and to do all that shit with, right? And she's getting money. Look at this. You saw the shelves. What is that shit called?
Kelly
City
Clarkson.
the book con that they just the situation that they just had where they got all the black book talkers and all that, and they had them out there, and the way I was like, yo, these black female authors are on a rise and making money and getting more opportunities. Black book talkers, black female readers are really making money out here, and y'all got a lot of you already know you got business possibilities because you're out there doing book tours and doing shows in the city. But it's like y'all are leveling up over the white girls right now. Yeah, but like
I just want to say this. Y'all know I don't like hair. Y'all know I don't even like her crunchy wig ass. Y'all already know. I ain't even gonna sit up there in front. Because you already saw my face. My lip turned up as soon as she said hair. I was like, Because the reason why there is black book talkers that don't represent us because she don't even like black books.
Facts.
And I want every black woman to succeed but her. But I just, I'm not hating on her for any of her fans that may be in there. I'm not hating on her. I just feel like as a black woman, we represent our own first. And what she did with that hockey team, she started out in a good way and then turned it straight left when she started to harass that
they
woman.
They turned ass up too, didn't they?
And so that right there, but I can only keep it real with y'all because that's how I am. I don't like the bitch. And I say bitch with a hard B.
But stop. But you can see the situation of look at the opportunity.
I
Like,
do. I do. I
okay,
do
yeah,
see
yeah,
that.
yeah.
I
But
do
that's
see
the
the
only lesson in
opportunity.
that situation. She
I
won't
see.
fuck with me. I'm a black female author, so I don't support. I only support, you know.
I see
But,
that. I see that she got
yeah,
the opportunity. I see that. It's just what she made of the opportunity.
yeah. Well, you know, that's her decision because it's only gonna take you for so long. Like I think of that Jay-Z song when it was like OJ said he's not black, and it's like, oh, okay, okay,
Yeah. Okay.
okay. You know what? All right, girl. So
But
and
yeah.
you saw with the hockey thing because see, if she was rocking with the sisters, that shit would have never went down like that.
And
Because the
never.
way Black Book Talk puts people in place when they go
Mm-hmm.
after black author, like I see the authors behaving badly and da 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 da, and I chill like authors get stressed about stuff like that, you know, like we don't
Mm-hmm.
want to be go viral or be attacked or have our books taken down or anything. So it is a cause of stress anytime an author is behaving badly. But like you know, but when I tell you that I don't stress too much, because I know that if someone comes for me, and she better not be white, better be a black one. Because a white girl ever come for me, I know my fan base is gonna give her a new way to poop. Give her a whole new roll out of that. You know what I'm saying? The
I
way
bet
she
I see that shit.
ride or die, right?
I
So
I
she
bet not
can't just do
ever.
it on her own.
I bet not ever in y'all lives. Okay, y'all know I'm just ghetto. I call myself a hood intellect because a bitch was accepted to Dartmouth and got college degrees. Okay, but I'm
That
hooder than a motherfucker. Y'all better not ever in y'all fucking life come for Kenya Wright because that might be the biggest mistake in history because she got a writer with her. A writer. So quit playing. Cause I'm big. I'm big on black girl magic when it comes to this one. Quit playing. So
I like to think that like, but and I try not to get in a point where my fan base would even have to, you know, defend me because some of the motherfuckers be doing crazy shit on there. But
girl, girl,
y'all too.
girl. So okay. So who are some authors, indie or mainstream, who poured into you as a reader and author? Were there books or voices that helped you feel seen, push your pen, or helped you imagine bigger than what you thought?
Oh man, that's so weird, Storm, because I'm my reading is all over the place.
Mm.
I'm notoriously said that one of my favorite books is called The Haunted Vagina. So like I read all types of shit, right?
Oh, please go
Um,
back. Please go back. What the fuck is the haunted vagina?
yeah, that's it's this book called The Haunted Vagina by this guy named Carlton something or whatever. And it's crazy. It's good. The boyfriend goes into his girlfriend's vagina and it's a whole world in there and all that. But I was like, God, this is insane. That being said, I always say my literary father, you know, I have a whole literary family tree, right? My
Mm.
literary father is Stephen King.
Mm.
My literary mother is Toni Morris. You know.
Mm.
And then I got like drunk aunts and uncles. So like Anne Rice is in there, Terry McMillan is in there. Like probably have more one, but you know, I like James Patterson. So like I have a lot of all these different people in there. Um, as far as like as an author and authors pouring into me sort of thing, um, I would say it's more the personal friendships sort of stuff,
Mm.
you know. Um, I feel like, and it's well, Posey's on here too. Posey Parks is just a really good person. Me and Posey don't talk all the time or anything like that, but I know if I ever need anything in any way, in any realm, I can message Posey and Posey is going to tell me, and I'd be like, how do you do this? How do you do that? Whatever. Like, but that's not a lot in our community, which is you know a lot of people safeguard and hide information or don't want to share, or some of them are really jealous. So it's like the authors that are really sweet and nice, I like hold on to. So Posey Parks is one, Keita Kendrick is another. But like my besties is Theodore Taylor, who has just been my rock in some of the hardest.
It's the fact that you know
moments.
Theodore Taylor. It's the fact you know this woman that I have been obsessing over since I've
Girl,
read her books.
I'm gonna tell you that I am so lucky because I can be like, I'm so lucky. I think to myself all the time because I'll be like, this is what I'm writing, and I will sit there just leaving her messages, just telling her the whole freaking book that I'm writing, and she will sit there like she don't got a whole busy life, right? And she will listen to all these goddamn messages because we're on WhatsApp. And then she will give me some ideas and thought, well, did you ever think about this and that? And you know, wait, da 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 da. And I'm like, I am the luckiest motherfucker in the world.
You
Like,
are.
I am so lucky.
Do you know Shanahan came back from New Orleans and she had a signed copy of one of her Viking books. And I freaked the fuck out. Shanahan sent it to me, but I freaked the fuck out because between you, her, and who else is it? Jada West. I'm just like, what the fucking fuck?
Theodore's been writing Omegaverse a lot, reverse harem and stuff, and doing these bear books recently. And the way I've now started working on a reverse harem because I'm just always hearing about it all the goddamn time from her. It's like, I need me to do. And she'll be like, and I wrote the sex scene and I decided to do this and that because, and it's like, I just be seeing all these penises all over places going everywhere. But I started writing Alice in Wonderland retelling Mafia, Omegaverse, AMBW, all of that, you know. And it's because of her freaking butt. Taylor Rose is writing it, so you know something's gonna be wrong with the book.
I'm gonna get to my thoughts later after I finish these questions because Jesus. Okay. So, what do you want to see more in the indie publishing world, especially in how we support each other as Black authors and creators? Is it the infrastructure, funding, connection, or something else?
I want indie authors, especially IR and Black romance authors. I want Black female, because all I can talk about is indie Black females. But I want us to get way more deals, foreign rights, audiobook deals, TV rights, movie rights. I've been focused on manifesting. I am manifesting a TV series deal for The Lion and Mouse. That's all my focus has been in the movie deal. But I want us to get more deals. Our books are amazing. There's a huge market for IR out there. We need more deals. What do we need in the genre? I think that now's the time, like our IR readers, because I can only really talk about IR readers. IR readers are ready now for boundary pushing. They're ready for dark. They're ready for you to go crazy. They weren't ready. I'm saying it. Y'all weren't ready for all of that like 6, 7, 8 years ago. I remember my white hero smacked the girl butt, and it was outrageous. Oh my God, why would you do that? Oh, we going through a slavery. Now y'all like, oh, I hope he choke her. It's like, guys, y'all need to calm down. But I think that so more edginess is here. Rosemary just put out like a inmate. I think the hero, she just put the book out. The hero just escaped from jail. And they're like, you know, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm like, I gotta read it. And then the book before that, the hero's a cross-dresser. And I was like, hell yeah. Like, it's like, let's, I think IR now, as authors, we should just keep on pushing the boundaries and just providing like a hyped, overhyped experience for all the readers.
Yeah.
I think I did that.
Yeah. So what's one piece of real unfiltered advice you would give to a new black author entering the indie space right now? Something you wish someone had told you when you were starting out.
Okay. God, because the industry is so weird now. Well, oh God, it's just so many things. I'll try. Well, with AI being a big thing, it's so much more because there's so many authors now, new people who aren't really authors who are just writing tons of AI books and putting them out there. And they don't even read. It's like a lot of guys that don't even read romance, stuff like that. But real readers, they see through all that shit. You know what I'm saying? So I think that it's more important for new authors to be so authentically themselves. Like
Mm.
write exactly what you want to write. I know a lot of new authors at times will be like, well, what's selling or what's big or well, mafia is this one. No, write exactly what the hell you want to write, exactly how you want to write it, in the way you want to do it, because there's always an audience. Door romance. She
Mm.
made money off of door romance. I had friends long ago that made money off of barefoot romance, and Godzilla romance. Like the hero's Godzilla, and it's basically bestiality. But anyway, I would say be authentically you, and just try everything. That would be one. And then another one would be social media is key. Start building that audience and don't be afraid to talk about your book, even if the book isn't published. Talk about writing it. Be proud of who you are. Be proud of yourself as a writer and just start building that audience because we are freaking lucky. We got a cheat code as black women. Other black women will support you if you are a black woman. If you put out a book, there's going to be 30 new black women that you ain't never met that's going to be like, girl, what you put out? Well, congratulations. Well, where the link at? They might not even ever read your book, but they will probably buy that freaking book. So get out there and talk about it. You are important and just have confidence in yourself. And then the last thing, because I know you're gonna ask for all of these, but the other thing is, and this might sound like a weird response, but you are the business, right? So if you really, really focus on healing yourself, healing generational trauma, healing insecurities, healing racism, whatever problems going on in your life, right? If you really focus on healing yourself, your business will skyrocket because you are the freaking business. So when I really worked on, because I was really, really, really insecure, and I still have to deal with confidence and insecurity, but how I move now and how I moved before when I was super insecure is two different things. My books are up higher price. Before it was like, it's 99 cents here. Can you please read my book? Now it's like $5.99. If you gonna read it or not, this is crack. I'm her. Keep it moving. And so it's like, but that came from healing myself and working on me. So you work on yourself. You get a therapist. You do some affirmations. You do meditation. You will make more money.
Yeah.
I'm done preaching.
So for those stepping into interracial or multi-genre cultural writing, especially from a black or POC lens, what advice would you offer? What's essential to protect and what's okay to break or disrupt?
And these are for new people just entering in.
Mm-hmm.
Protect your peace. And I say this in the sense of, even though you go on social media, also it can be a very crazy Wild West sort of place. I just did a video a couple weeks ago where I said that I will unfollow a reader if they did like a big negative review of mine, right? And I explained that it's not that I hate the reader, it's that I'm minding my business because I'm so sensitive about my books that it will ruin my freaking day. It would ruin my like that. It's like if I see, oh, this book is horrible. She eats it. Da 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 da. Blah 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 blah. It's the way I'll be thinking about it. The rest of the day might not be able to write. Might snap at a kid, one of my kids, something like that. So it's like I protect my peace so much, and I let readers do what they do. Because honestly, even though I hate negative reviews make me tons of money. As soon as the reader is saying they hate that book, there's a whole bunch of other people who be like, "Ooh, what's in there? Girl, I'm going to buy that book." So I don't want the negative reviews to stop. I just don't want to see them. You know what I'm saying? So I think, say, protecting your peace is one of the biggest things.
So my next question is about narration. A lot of us have wanted a cast of the demon. I mean, mouse and lion. That I know you've done the AI thing, but will you do? Please, Jesus, I'm begging you. I beg. Would you do a lion and mouse cast of black and white narrators? Corbin King, fucking Miles Washington, Jackie Lynn, Gigi Reeds. Somebody, please, Jesus, I'm begging you. I beg that you do a audio version of the Lion and Mouse series. If you don't do no other series, I beg you do the Lion and Mouse series with a full cast of all the freaking narrators that we love. Because, baby,
Right. This is the thing for my audio. So all my audiobooks are deals. The agent has worked with an audiobook publisher, and they're like in charge of all of that and all that stuff. But dramatized audiobooks, which is what you're talking about, the full cast with the music on, that's becoming a thing. That is on a rise, which I'm getting so excited about. And some of my favorite book series are made and are dramatized now, right? And they still have the old audiobook deals. So I was just talking to my agent about the fact that it looks like even though you have that audiobook deal contract, you can still now sell your dramatized rights. So yes, I would love for a whole cast and everything for that. I think what would have to happen is it would need to just get really popular. I mean, it's already popular now, but I think when I finish it and just market the shit out of it and then have the agent try and sell it to like a graphic audio sort of company, you know.
I just want you to work with A. Lewis. That's all I ask. Because I feel like D. Lewis, fucking A. Lewis, fucking Jackie Lynn, Miles Washington, Gigi Reeds, shit, hell, it's just so many. I just would just Corbin King will just pop this damn series like it would be Sean Christensen just will make it just oh my god.
Change the game. Like the first cast, voice actor at the first, because the series is so long that the male voice actor and the female voice actor in the first 3 or 4 books end up being changed, right? But like the guy that was doing Casimir before, I was like writing scenes for him. Like he was so sexy and good to me, right? And then he ends up leaving because he gets like some sort of anime deal, and he ends up being a voice for like anime stuff or whatever. And we get the other guy, and it's okay. I've never doing the actresses doing the mouse. It's never always like I'm really difficult to. I'm trying to figure out where to explain it, but either way, I like them. But I always would like a little bit different, especially when they do the Russian accent. And no one ever really gets Max right the way I like
I tell you, the one person that I know who can do cast so motherfucking good would be Corbin King. Corbin King has a fucking Russian accent for your ass.
Stop it.
when I interviewed this man and he came out the woodwork just talking Russian, I was like, who, and deep with it. And then like you have Jackie Lynn, she has this very deep voice, this very sultry voice. And Gigi Reed, she has a sultry voice and she can do a male voice as well. And
let me get this Jackie because it's funny. I just had to.
Jackie is right here. Jackie has a very deep, sultry, sexy, I'll fuck you any goddamn time, 5 ways to Sunday voice. And
see, this is. I just signed 5 books for an audiobook deal, different ones like Claimed and Bound, The Priest, and I forgot what the other story is. But and then I got to do this Ruthless Legacy deal, right? And now they're asking me who you want. Back in the day, they would be like, this is who the narrators are. Mm-hmm. Now they're like, who do you want, Kenya? And so I go to my patrons and they like yell out all of these different people and we vote and all that. So I think everybody was screaming about Mari recently. So now Mari is going to end up, what?
I'm telling you right now.
I got Jackie Lynn down now,
Jackie Lynn, Sean Christensen. Sean Christensen can make his voice. He's a black narrator who can make his voice into any voice you want. I interviewed this man and I was in a puddle. Like, god damn. Like, and he was doing it just random during the interview and I was just like, what? And same with Corbin King, he has that voice that can do that Russian. Him and Sean Christensen, they can do that Russian. And if you want, and now I forgot that one character, the black character, the one that is Mal's brother.
Oh, Max. Yeah. Max.
That's D. Lewis. That's either D. Lewis or Miles Washington. That's them right there. And I just want you, because I see these characters and I listen to these narrators and I'm just like, yep, they the one. They the one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sean Christian narrated D.A. Young.
I had the last name spelled wrong. Kristen.
He is amazing. Phenomenal. Yeah. But, okay. So, where can readers find your work? What platform are you on? And which spaces help you feel most connected to your fan base?
All right. So, I, of course, Amazon right now. I have a few books on my website, KenyaWrightBooks.com. And that's As You Are, Part 1 and 2, and Fatal Lust. Those are only going to be on my website. I'm going to start little by little putting more books on my just on my website exclusively. But with the way the economy is and all of that, I also want people who have KU to be able to just do the KU stuff. I'm just looking at, well, we'll see how life goes. But right now, Amazon and then my personal website. As far as connecting with readers, so on a broader expanse, my Facebook reader group, IR Book Lounge, we have a lot of fun in there. We talk. I'm not in there as much, but I come in there maybe 3 or 4 times in a week and talk some shit real quick and then leave. Patreon is where I am the whole freaking time. I'm like constantly, they know too much about me on Patreon. Like, they know what I'm about to date. They know if I have it. They know what I'm about to write. I do polls. I'm like, what should I write next? I asked them stuff about the chapters. I'm like, whose POV do you want next? Should they have sex now? How do you want them to have sex? Like me and the readers on Patreon. Like I just said, I just got the audiobook deal and I was like, hey guys, who should be the narrators? And it was like this and that and then, So it's like Patreon is where I am linked up and connected. And there's a free option on there, and I will post things for free. So you can join as free. And then, there's other options. Also, to get my books on there, I will put, if you're at the highest tier, I put I give out those books to the highest tier like 2-3 weeks before the public gets them, and they'll just get it because it comes with the tier. So, yeah.
So, if you could collaborate with any author, if you could collaborate,
I
tell them your experience writing Lion and Mouse in France. What's that about?
I was arrested in France for terrorism like about 5-6 years ago, and
What the
I was
fuck?
writing. Yeah.
What?
Yeah, I was writing freaking Jean Pierre when I got arrested for Jean Pierre's story. Yeah,
What?
they was already having. I can't tell the whole story because it's really long, but they were already having terrorist problems, and they got the CCTV. And I'm in this bar with the hood on. I'm like this in a bar because I'm cold. I was at the time I'd been living in Miami. I'm in France. It's like wintertime. I'm freezing. So I got my hood on and I'm typing into my phone, but I'm typing like sentences for Jean Pierre's story. And the thing I typed, I'm like this in the bar. And I'm looking at people. And so I'm looking like a fucking weirdo, basically, right? And in the book, I'm like, Jean Pierre tells Giorgio, get your passports, get your guns, we're bombing Paris, da 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 da. So the CCTV sees that and they lock. I'm in Soccer Core, which is like this huge. I don't know if you saw John Wick, but like I
Yeah.
think the third movie, he's going down the steps and all that. That whole area, I'm in a bar outside of that. They shut that whole area down. Oh, they locked it all down. Everyone had to leave the bars. Everybody had to go in their hotels. I went to my hotel. I go to my room. I tell my sister-in-law, I'm like, girl, they said there's a terrorist in the area, girl. Oh my God. I'm like all on Facebook, like, girl. And then it was like, boom, 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 boom at our door. And I was like, what? And they came in and it was like, you. Where's your passport? You're coming. They handcuffed me. I was like, what? What? They took me away. I was in a holding cell with men. I wasn't even with females. I was like, what do they think I fucking did? And I was chained, like I had the handcuffs and there was a hook to the floor. Like I was about to do something. The guys who didn't have handcuffs was looking at me like this bitch is probably like a serial killer or something. And they take me out. I'm in there for like an hour in that holding cell, an hour or two. They take me out and they go, and I come into the room because I was waiting for a translator because we're in France. I come in the room. It's a big table. There's people there's like guys around, and the translator comes and it's like, I'm gonna ask you some questions. And the whole time I still don't know what's going on. Like I'm just like, holy fucking shit. I was intelligence in the Navy, so I was like, is there something about that? Like I didn't understand. I sit down and I see blowed up pictures of me in the bar looking like a creep. So I'm like, what? Wait a minute. Like I'm like this. They got pictures of me like this. Like doing shit like that, right? And then I see blowed up pictures of my phone and I'm like, goddamn John Pierre. And someone said, I swear to you not, who's the lion? And they thought that I was texting a person, but it was just a note app. So I had to show them everything on my phone. I had to put them on Amazon, show them my author page. I did all types of shit, and they all laughed afterwards. But the way I had almost pissed myself that whole night, like I was so ready to get out of Paris. And the next day, their people was following us. Like we go on the tours, and I was like, I ain't being followed. Like we being followed. She's like, yeah, I feel like we being followed. It's like that might leave them following us the whole time. The day afterwards, we left. But yeah, I didn't write Jean Pierre for a year after that. I had so
Jesus.
getting me in trouble.
That's crazy. That's crazy work. That's crazy work. Okay, do you currently have a newsletter, Patreon, or private reader group How do you build community outside of just selling your books? And why is that reader connected connection more important than anything?
All right, all right. The reader connection is important. First of all, yes, I have a newsletter, and if you're an author on here, you got to get one. I took forever to get one. It's the most important thing you can do. You own the people on your newsletter. If TikTok gets banned, it don't mean nothing to you. I'm sending my releases to my newsletter. If they take away my Facebook, it doesn't matter. I can send stuff. Like, you own your newsletter audience. So I love messaging them. I try to do posts like once a week or something like that. But yes, so my newsletter. What was the other thing you asked?
It was the newsletter, Patreon, or private reader group.
I used to do private reading group, but that became IR Book Lounge. I ended up just making it a big thing because we would always just talk about my books, which I like. But then I was like, I want to talk about everybody's books, and I want to know what's going on in the IR community. So I changed my readers group to IR Book Lounge, and so, but I still connect with the readers and stuff. But Patreon is where I really have the strongest relationship.
Are you planning any book signings, pop-ups, or international appearances in the near future? Where can readers come to see you in person? And what do you love most about the face-to-face moments with the author?
So it will be a while before I come back to the States. I think just with everything that occurred and everything that's going on in the States, I'm going to probably chill for a little bit, right? I will come back for your BDSM club opening, though. So keep me up to date with that. But I won't be doing any signings for a while. And I do like connecting with the fans, though, like doing, like you said, swirling or even your Chicago event. I'm always nervous when I go, and for some reason, because it's imposter syndrome, I'm always like, I'm gonna just be sitting there by myself. Like, I bring a book, I buy a book on my Kindle because I'm thinking I'm gonna sit at that table and read, and it never happens. People coming up, they want to talk, they want to connect. It's always fun to meet readers in person and hear how I've it's ego enjoyment, right? Ego massages. But it's also great to hear like how I've affected people's lives, or how, people have said they lost their father, their mother, or they went through a divorce, or they had cancer, and my particular books have helped them, get through it. And so I hold on to all of that stuff and that information so that when I'm having writer's block, or when I feel like crap and I don't want to write, I think to myself, Kenya, you are making a difference in this world. Girl, go ahead and write. So that's why it's important to me. But it's also good to know, because I wouldn't be here if not for my readers. My kids wouldn't be fed. I wouldn't have everything you see is book money. This house, this glasses, the wig, the shirt, these ear, all of this is book money. So it is important for me to get out there and meet up with the people who make my life possible.
Okay. So, all right, I'm finna do a little housekeeping. You mind staying on for a little bit just so I can finish this up? All right. So, as y'all know, the Boozy Book Tour is full steam ahead. Raleigh, May 17th. Arlington, July 26th. Chicago, October 18th, which is in partnership with Evelyn Sola. She is one of our sponsors. In 2026, we have Las Vegas, which will be the second Melanin Ball Literary Award and book signing. And that is in partnership with Brain, which is A.A. Lewis. And y'all know it's gonna be a fucking good time because it's house party 2 theme. So every day of that event, which is 3 days, you are in pajamas.
Oh my gosh.
Then we have Denver, Colorado, which is Dungeon Night. That is an interracial, multicultural erotica event. And then at the end, instead of having dinner and conversation, we're gonna have BDSM and a dungeon, where you will get live demonstrations from doms, submissives, different type of things, from impact play, role play, and assorted. You might even be able to join in, but NDAs must be signed.
What is that? Now maybe I'll come back. Now you ain't said all of that now. What is that?
I hit you up after this. I hit you up after this.
Cool. And I got to look at the sponsor opportunity. Could I sponsor from Europe?
Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
Oh, okay.
And Alice in Wonderland. This was an idea brought to us by Kenya Wright, but we do not know if Kenya Wright is going to be at this one. But Alice in Wonderland in Seattle, Washington, will have the Mad Hatter, Alice in Wonderland, and it will be a tea and Long Island iced tea event.
Wow.
And then that is Seattle is in October. Denver is in I believe June. So we will only be down to 3 events. Yes, I did say Chicago. So if you are interested in sponsorship or sponsorship packages, we do have those. They are available on our site, boozybooktour.square.site. You can also sponsor a reader who can't afford a ticket. Chicago is October 18th. That is also a 3-day event because you will learn how to step like us in Chicago. So you'll learn how to step. You'll have a stepper session that will be the meet and greet. And then we will have the book signing on Saturday. And on Sunday, we will have brunch and mimosas. And then we will see you on your drunken way.
And when you do an event, you do an event. So, and the event I went to was your first event, like the first. You and Shannon's first time doing it. So y'all got y'all. I know each event it's had its trials and all that stuff like that, but I know y'all have been bringing it each time.
We have. And
can I tell y'all real quick? Thank y'all for doing this. Thank y'all because it's all uplifting us. You know, you're uplifting Black entrepreneurs, which are the authors, right? You're connecting the readers, but you're really giving Black authors, both of y'all, a platform to get their books out there. And that's huge because there's nobody else. Can you think of anyone else? We got IRAE, we have Swirling, at least on the IR side. And I can't think of anybody else.
Not when it comes to IR, no.
Y'all got 3, 4, like y'all are really catering. So I want your events to go smoothly. I want to support them as much as possible. And I think you and Shannon, y'all are kicking butt.
Thank you. And Shannon,
y'all not becoming millionaires.
Shit, I hope so one day.
Yeah. But it's a labor of love, though.
I just want to let everybody know that Shannon and I just became LLC to owners for Boozy Book Tour. So we have our LLC. We have one more step, but we have our LLC. Our trademark paperwork has been in since we started this. We're just waiting on them.
Good job.
But it's already been in since 2023. But now we are Boozy Book Tour LLC. So we have that. Now, also, I want to talk about Shannon, my business partner. She has a bookstore. She has an online bookstore for indie authors called the Literary DFW, where she does book boxes that you can get a subscription to, and they are beautiful, beautiful people and filled to the brim. And some got adult toys in them. So
what is it called again? Literary BFW?
Yeah, the L is LITURARY DFW. She literally has a bookstore where you as an indie author can get your books in and have on her website, but all your proceeds goes to her getting her bus, because she is getting a bus that will be a traveling bookstore. So
stop it.
I'm not playing. It literally will be a traveling bookstore. Wow. So you investing in her website, investing in her bookstore is putting money towards her book bus. So do what you do. She also makes book boxes. She also makes author merch. So if you want all the merch you see on Boozy Book Tour, that is Shannon. Shannon makes that. I am a behind the scenes paperwork type girl and talking to people. She is the one that does all the merch. Bullshit you not. And if you are looking for an editor, Tylee, she just did the editing for the #1 editing for the urban fiction book that hit #1 across the board in the world, Craig, for Jaquel J. So she is your editor, marked by Tylee. She is a Black woman with a business that does good business and affordable. Now, if you are looking for another podcast just like mine, but I feel like it's better than mine, but that's just my opinion. Booked and Busy, Nicole, she has a podcast called Pop Your Itch, where you get on there and you pop your itch. You know what I'm saying? And she is also my PR agent because she signed me as her PA. I'm part of her PR company. So
What?
that is a Black woman who is owning her own business, and she got a podcast. Just FYI. And she's also doing a retreat with the narrator I told you about, Gigi Reeds. They're doing a retreat in Napa, California.
Oh, that's gonna be
Country.
wine.
It's a book retreat with wine. That is
Girl.
happening September 4th through 6th. So that's the date. Be on the lookout for that. All right. So then we have Dirty December next year as well, where we, Lucy Book Tour 35 and up, are doing a books girls retreat to Nigeria, Africa.
Oh, I can do that.
We are going to be in Nigeria, Africa from December 28th to January 3rd. We are going to have a party, and then we're going to take a nap.
Can authors go to the Nigerian one?
Yes, it's 35 up. We're putting the date out there. More information will be out coming later this year. But yes, it's Dirty December Girls Trip Books Trip. And if you are an author that is looking for a different type of book boxes, we have someone, Urban Tea Room. She makes book boxes for your characters where the tea matches your characters. So if you are interested in getting a book box that is strictly about the tea based off of your characters, you need to check out the Urban Tea Room. It's urbantearoom.com. You can't miss it. She's right here, Mentally Wealthy Coach TM. She's right here in these comments. So if you are looking for that type of box, something different, she is your girl. Hit her up. Now, before my PR person come down here and tell me why I ain't been talking about myself, I'm gonna go ahead and lay my shit out. All right. So I have a book that I made that is called the Social Media Black Girl Content Creation Calendar. It's three planners in one. One for your goals. If you know the acronym goals, you understand what goals is. One is for your social media content so you can keep a track, analytics, and everything else. And the third is self-care. We as Black women, we don't do self-care for ourselves. This will mine. So I have it on Good Notes, so you can go on my link in my bio and you can get it through PayHip. It's 365 days. So